Marcus Warren has joined me in studio of Warren Wealth Management and Tax Planning. And what's fun about this one is, Marcus, today, you know, a lot of folks say, John, you ask these questions. I'd like to ask a question, and you may want to. You can go to Marcus's website, and he has a little section there where you can ask questions. And today we're going to answer your questions. First of all, Merry Christmas to you, Marcus Warren.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. How are you?
Great. I'm doing very well.
I see you have that Christmas pop there, you know, the pocket square.
Well, as I've said, you are my fashion guru. Not only do you give me great financial advice, but I look at the way you're always dressed, and I'm trying, Marcus. I'm doing my best. Am I doing all right?
You look good, and your shoes are fantastic. It reminds me of, matter of fact, the ones I have on now. Look at that.
I took that note from you. Yeah. I admit it.
Great minds. Good stuff.
Are you ready to roll here?
I am ready to roll.
You're always ready to roll. I like this. I do love this about Marcus. He says, ask me anything you want, and I will answer. Very transparent, so here we go.
Right.
This one comes from Mary of Crestwood, and she says, Marcus, I did a little bit of online stalking, and I noticed that you have a National Tax Fellowship, and you're an enrolled agent. What are those designations? Is it like a CPA? And again, that's Mary from Crestwood. Okay, so what is that all about?
So, first of all, I'll talk about the enrolled agent stat, the EA, enrolled agent. And what an enrolled agent is, it's a designation given by the United States Treasury, licensed in all 50 states, and it basically lets the public know that I am well versed in tax law, tax code, and tax theory. So I'm able to represent people in front of the IRS. Now, I have a fellowship from the National Tax Practice Institute. I think she saw something wrong or whatever it was. And what that basically means is that if anyone has tax issues, tax problems, they're being audited, whatever that may be, I am able to represent them in front of the IRS and help them out. And so what does all that, really mean? It basically means that I'm a tax specialist. Mary asked about CPA. What's the difference between a CPA and an enrolled agent? And the difference is, I say a CPA is a general practitioner. They know taxes, but they also know accounting, general accounting principles, debits, credits, audits, regulations. They have the breadth of services, and what I do is specialize specifically on taxes. That's what all that means.
Yeah, and also, just because I listen to you, Marcus, and take notes here, is CPA usually looks in the rearview mirror, where in what you do, you usually look forward and want to have people so they can plan for taxes and mitigate some of those tax issues sometimes, right?
Yeah, a CPA is a certified public accountant, and they account for things that have already happened, right? We, or at least in our office, as an enrolled agent, we are also, we're trying to look forward. We're looking through the windshield versus the rear view mirror. So we're trying to implement things that can save people money on taxes in that particular year, not after the year has passed.
Yeah, and that really helps because not only, you don't have to shop around for each of them. You cover all of it: wealth management, tax planning. So this is good that you have that designation.
Well, it's really good because a lot of advisors, financial planners, they'll talk about how they can help you with taxes, and there's no one there who knows anything about taxes. What they mean is that you're going to come in, they'll do the investments, and then they'll outsource your tax, all your tax questions and your tax planning. Here in our office, we do it all in-house. By the way, we have 2 other enrolled agents in my office, so there's a lot of tax knowledge there along with the investment knowledge.
All righty, good answer. Here we go, the next one up, and this comes from Marcus's website once again. It says, I retired this year. If I want to convert some TSP, traditional funds, to a Roth IRA outside of the TSP, do I have until I file my taxes by April of 2023 for the conversion to count on my 2022 taxes? David of Louisville, obviously getting ready for tax season here. Okay, that's a little complex, but you'll break it down for me.
Yeah, so you know what? I bet you, John, that David works for the government. He works for the government. He is in some sort of federal agency.
And why you say that?
Because he has a TSP. And a TSP is a thrift savings plan.
I didn't know what it was.
A thrift savings plan, basically the government's version of the 401k, something like that. So so he has that, and he's wondering if he should basically convert funds, if he has to do it now, or can he wait until April of 2023 to do it. And there's probably a little bit of confusion because there's what's called a Roth contribution and then a Roth conversion. And so with the Roth contribution, which most people are probably familiar with, you can contribute up to $7,000 a year into a Roth IRA or even a traditional IRA, but he's asking about a Roth IRA. And you have until April of that following year for it to still count for that previous year. And that's what he's probably talking about. A conversion is a little different. A conversion is when you take money from that tax-deferred bucket and you convert it into some sort of Roth IRA. And that has to happen by the end of the year, by December 31st of whatever year you want that conversion to count. And so if he's looking to do a conversion, he only has a few more days. Time is a-ticking. But if he's talking about just a general contribution into a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA, he has until April 15th of 2023 to do that.
Interesting. You said something that caught my ear there. You said he obviously probably works for the government with the TSP.
Yep.
Do you have a lot of clients who work for the government?
Yeah, we do. That's why we're familiar with the Thrift Savings Plan program, and they have the G Fund, the S Fund, and things of that nature. So, man, we're retirement experts in our office, man. How many times I got to tell you?
How many times did I tell you? Okay, well, I'm going to need to hear it again because I'm going to ask you to stick around because we've only touched on 2 questions and have a lot more. Do you mind sticking around for the next segment?
Sure.
All righty. So we have more questions. Ask Marcus once again, warrenwealthmanagement.com. There you go. There's the information if you'd like to ask a question, maybe in a future episode. We will have Marcus back on answering your question. All right, all that coming up next on Wave Listens.